Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another special episode of Quantum Realms 2022. Quantum Realms is an annual event. Again, sorry. Okay. So, hi everyone. Welcome to Quantum Realms 2022. This is a special episode. It's going to be a roundtable about integrity, which we're going to get into depth during this hour that we're going to be discussing. So this is a
I think you should keep these in. I like the bloops. Honestly, I think the bloops are the best.
Okay, so hello everyone, and very warm. No way!
I love it.
I think we should leave all of these. It's like the best way to start.
Also, I mean, let's take into account you're speaking English and it's not your native tongue. So I'm giving you some serious props, Hara. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Come on.
Especially today.
Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to Quantum Realms 2022. My name is Hara Katsiki. I am a member of quantumhealers.com, and today we are going to have a roundtable. This is going to be a special episode of Quantum Realms where I have with me three wonderful gifted healers, and we are going to discuss the subject of integrity. I would like to say a big thank you to Candace Crow-Goldman, who is the founder of Quantum Healers and also the founder of Beyond Quantum Healing, BQH. And so we would like to warmly thank her for giving us the opportunity to speak about the subject and share with all of you. It is a great honor to be connecting with you, and thank you everybody for watching. So I have with me, like I said, three very beautiful healers, and I would like to start by just introducing them, and then we're going to dive deeper with all of us together. So first I would like to introduce Nina Morrocco, who is with us from Scotland. And we have Kim Jones, who is from Pennsylvania. And Sonya Wilder, who is in Portland. Hello, everyone, and very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So our subject for today is integrity. And this is a subject that is very dear to my heart. It's a subject that I think it's something that is becoming, especially the last years, more and more necessary, I would say. It's a value, it's a way of being, it's so many things that we're going to dive into, and why we talk about this now, why we think it's important. The first thing I would like to share is a quote that I found while I was looking into integrity, and I resonated with it. And it says integrity, the choice between what is convenient and what is right. So yeah, this is just something that I just wanted to bring on the table as a quote that I found very inspiring. And I would like to allow to my beautiful colleagues to share a little bit about what they believe is integrity. First of all, why do they, what is their feeling integrity? So I would like to give space to Nina to share with us.
Well, thank you so much. Integrity, I've been looking into it as well and finding quotes and things that inspire me. And the thing that really jumped out at me was that the word integrity comes from the Latin word integritas, which means whole. And I think that really spoke to me, because when you are operating within integrity, you're operating within your whole self, within wholeness. And I think that really, out of all the things that I've read, that was the one that really spoke to me. Integrity is about being in alignment with your values, your beliefs, and not just being in alignment with it, but actually acting and operating in that way as well. And I think it's also so multifaceted and multi-dimensional. You know, there's so many layers of it. There's personal integrity, and there's that wider global stage. You know, there's the leaders that are out there. You know, are they operating in integrity? Do we trust them? And that's a question that's been coming up for a lot of us recently. And I think, yeah, it's a very deep dive that we're going in with this topic.
Why would you say that integrity is important, especially in a collective level?
Because I think when we're raising our vibration and raising our consciousness, you can't help but operate within integrity, because it's every word we use has a frequency, and when you're within that frequency, anything outside of that kind of bounces off, and it's like, oh, that's not right. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel real, or and when you're raising your vibration and you're operating in that sort of new vibration, anything that's not truth, that's not in alignment with that, is you're not going to align with it. So you and your conscience as well is not going to allow you to not operate within that state. So there's no choice in the matter. You have to. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Sonya, what is for you integrity?
Well, like what Nina had shared, and she dived into it. I looked into it as well, because of course it's changed. I mean, it's changed for all of us in these last more than 2 years. I saw exactly what Nina did. You know, it does, when you get down to the root of it, it means wholeness. It means unity, unification. Are we there yet in humanity? We're not. Are we going there? We are. And it has to start first on an individual level. And for me, I have to look at my life and see, okay, where am I not being in integrity in every connection, with every business transaction? I mean, literally, like, how do I spend my money? How do I really look at that? I feel like that's really important. When you are talking about being an eco person, are you still shopping on Amazon? Are you literally buying local? All of that has to do with integrity. And so I spend a lot of my energy looking into, how do I live my life, and does it match up with what I speak? And I think that's key for humanity right now, with everything that's coming up that we don't want to look at, and that's keeping us from being in alignment with our actual intention in our heart. And there's where the integrity comes in. The integrity is a match of, do I behave in the way that I speak? I want to live this way, but am I living this way? And so we have to look at that, dive deep, and go, then we have to become conscious, just like what Nina talked about, living in a state of consciousness. Am I really aligning with this? And now I have to be conscious in every action that I take, because I have to be very careful about the words that I speak, because now I have to live in alignment with the words that I speak. So if I'm speaking in self-love, I really have to practice self-love. And then I really do have to share that with others. And so I personally catch myself in those moments. And then when you catch yourself, and here's the self-integrity that comes in, can you truly understand that you're human, that you make mistakes? And can you really love yourself and forgive yourself for experiencing being human. And I feel like that level is what's going to bring us into the actual integrity of what Nina was talking about, a vibrational match, resonating truly in your heart center, in the very physical, in 3D. I mean, we're technically still in 3D in perception as humanity. We really need to love ourselves here in the duality, and really love duality if we're going to raise our vibration to 4D, which is our next step. So the integrity of being conscious, understanding your words, and understanding your behavior, and do those align, is the key to bringing us into this really seriously physical, heart-centered integration, integration, to integrate into the wholeness.
As Dolores used to say, walk the talk.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Kim.
Yes. So you started out by defining integrity as choosing the right action versus the convenient action. And I think in order to live in integrity, it takes courage. So being willing to take that path, the path that maybe is less popular, making decisions in every moment that choosing to no longer participate in any action that insults your soul, right? So as we become more and more aligned with who we are here to embody, I feel like there are more aspects of us coming back. And in every moment, becoming aware of, what am I thinking? Because our thoughts, you know, as Nina mentioned, we're sending out frequencies all the time, and frequencies are coming back to us. Our thoughts, emotions, all of those encompass the subtle realm that actually makes up the physical realm eventually. So becoming more aware of those subtle aspects of the self is kind of challenging, you know. Oh, just be present now. It sounds simple, and yet it's so hard. And as you begin to interact with those subtle aspects of you, life becomes so much fun, right? It just becomes fun. It becomes magical. That's what we're here to land. That's the energy we're here to land.
Yeah, beautiful. I resonate with everything you share, and there's also something else I want to bring up. It's honesty, which is from what I understand, is one of the main values of integrity is honesty, and it's becoming more and more important as we see how the world is unfolding. Honesty and responsibility, and being truthful, being honest at all times, taking responsibility for your actions. And I was looking into Native American teachings, and there was the 10 Native American commandments, which I'm going to read to you. And I felt that all of them, they incorporate the word integrity. And I would like to hear if you would like to comment on that. So they are the following commandments: treat the earth and all that dwells therein with respect. Remain close to Great Spirit or the Creator. Show great respect to your fellow beings. Work together for the benefit of mankind. Give assistance and kindness wherever needed. Do what you know to be right. Dedicate and share your efforts to the greater good. Be truthful and honest at all times, and take full responsibility for your actions. Yeah, and also going back to choice that Kim brought up, I think I'm seeing the power of choice becoming more and more important, more and more strong, as like what do we choose? We always have the right to choose. We are free. We have free will to choose, and choosing courage over comfort, especially in the situation where we find ourselves now in the world. I think it's extremely important, and also choosing our thoughts, choosing and our actions based on values, what we think is right, what we believe is right for the greater good, not just only for ourselves, of course, rather than just personal gain. What do you think?
It's what's that saying? It's doing the right thing, even if you know you can get away with doing the opposite. You know, even if no one's looking, there's always someone looking. Your conscience is always looking. It's always going to be there, and it's always going to let you know, because you'll live the rest of your life with that feeling inside. Did I really do the right thing there? And so there's, yeah, that's the choice you make when you decide to live in integrity. But when you do it, other people see you do it, and they admire it, and they think, oh, actually, you're giving, you know, showing the world that you're standing in your truth and what you really believe in has a ripple effect on everybody around you. Everybody sees you doing that, and they think, oh, actually, we can all do it. We can all stand up for what we really believe in. So.
Right. Taking responsibility for our actions. Yeah, that's asking us to turn inward more and more. And I find myself every time I'm triggered, oh, now it's a given. Every time I'm triggered, I just need to go inward, because I want to point it at someone for having triggered me, and yet I know that it's a reflection of me. So, okay, go inward a little more, and let's delve into that feeling.
Yeah, you know, talking about what Kim is talking about, adding to that, it is challenging in some ways in the world that we live in now to be, you know, what that term is, the way showers, showing the way by living in this integrity and following your heart. And it, for us, for many of us, it's very different than what's going on with the masses, what we are seeing. And when you talked about the commandments with be kind to earth, be loving to earth, that always stands out for me. I've heard those commandments before when I lived in Peru. And I mean, when you really look at that, when you're kind to Mother Earth, you're kind to yourself. We are earth. Our bodies are earth. There is no separation at all. And to live in a way that is absolutely in alignment with her is very contrary to the way that most of humanity is living. And that's very challenging, but we have to be true to ourselves. We have to be true to what we know, what we are divinely shown. Step out of this. Don't do this the way that humanity does this. You have to get simple, be very loving, drink clean water, eat earth, get back, you know, leave this and go into here and go back into earth. And literally the integrity with that, the alignment with that. It's not easy living in integrity, honestly, in today's world. It just isn't, but we have to honor that within ourselves. We have to be true to our truth. And we're going to hear, as we have already from so many right now, that what we know is true for us and what is loving to the earth is wrong in society. Society says, no, that's wrong. No, we don't do it that way. But what you're doing is harmful to humans, and it's harmful to Mother Earth. And what I'm being asked to do is coming divinely in, and it's also coming from Mother Earth. Mother Earth is asking me to honor her, honor myself, and start a new movement. And that's what we have to do, and the integrity brings us into that.
Yes, and I'm also seeing in the word integrity, I'm seeing solidarity, I'm seeing unity, I'm seeing fairness, justice. It's so deep, and there's so many ways we can take it, right? That it's just an incredible. I think it's an incredible value to have. And like Kim was saying, I think as way showers, if we want to call ourselves that, first and foremost, we need to apply this in our everyday life, and be the example of that, and inspire others to always, for example, be honest. Of course, we think it's difficult maybe to be honest all the time, because you might say something that someone doesn't want to hear. But what would you prefer? Would you prefer a sweet lie, or the raw truth?
You know, touching on that, Hara, I have all of my life being the youngest child and being born into a religious household. My father's a minister, and we were taught to always be kind no matter what. I agree with that. But don't rock the boat. Don't say things that are going to upset people. And that is something that I have very slowly, by honoring myself, self-integrity, I have slowly moved out of that. And I'll notice that universe continues to reflect sometimes just those little waves, just those little waves of, here's an opportunity for you to speak your truth in a loving way. And if this person doesn't receive it well, they don't receive it well. That's okay. That's their truth, and their truth is valid. And how you feel is your truth, and your truth is valid. And I feel like what integrity is showing us in coming into that wholeness, bringing us into that solidarity that you talked about, Hara, and that unity, we all have to learn to honor ourselves in every moment and honor the difference in someone else's perception, and still be together and still respect each other for that difference. And that is really what, I mean, that's what the Aquarian age is about, that we're moving into. I can still love you, and I can still be in relationship with you, even though we do not agree. There doesn't have to be any war. There doesn't have to be any separation. We're all here. I honor you for your difference. I hear you. It's valid. I don't agree with it, but that's okay. Because you're seeing something differently than I am, and therefore I can learn from what you're seeing, and you can learn from what I'm seeing, and we can lovingly disagree and still be together. That's where integrity, as I see it, brings us.
It's kind of touching on authenticity as well, living our authentic truth, because a lot of us, when we come in to this life, we're very different from society, or our lives are, there's something about us where we don't feel like we fit in. So in order to fit in, we have to adapt ourselves and almost shift who we are, so that we slip into the norms, so that we're able to get through life as easily as we think, as easily as possible. But really, it's having the courage and the strength to step out of that and really remember who we are and live in accordance with who we actually are, even if it ruffles a few feathers and if people don't necessarily approve. It's about having the courage to do that regardless, because it's your truth, it's who you are. Yeah, I think that's.
I love what you said. I love what you said, and it reminds me of my own journey a few years ago, that I was being pushed by my guides to go more public and have a YouTube channel, and I was terrified by this idea, and I couldn't do it. I was too shy. I felt too special in a way, like too strange, like that. I didn't know if I will get, maybe, I was afraid of how I will be received, and judgment and all of that. And I was connecting to Dolores, and she was saying to me, Hara, yes, you are different, and that's why you need to speak up. And your uniqueness is what But speaking up into your truth and authenticity is what will inspire people. It's not what you will say. It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't matter if you have thousands or followers. It's about speaking up and showing yourself authentically, and people will see that you're special, that you're different from the classic, whatever, like the mainstream. And it will give them inspiration, it will give them confidence by seeing a person who is somehow different in their own way. They have the courage to show themselves up, and that's why I finally decided to do it, and it liberated me as well, and it did. I think it inspired many people just to be authentic.
Absolutely, it does.
I had the same thing, Hara, when the guides were telling me, you have to go on social media, you have to get a YouTube channel. They were literally channeling music to me and asking me to find that on the web and post that on my Facebook page. And I was terrified. This was many, many years ago. Terrified. And then when they wouldn't let up, I mean, they literally stalled my car so I couldn't drive my car. And I had to go back into my apartment and post it. And as soon as I did, people who were friends with me on Facebook sent me messenger messages and said, I've been hearing that song in my head, and it was a beautiful, peaceful song. And they're like, I've been here. It was all about the unification. It was about bringing us together. And they were telling me, my guides were, that you are a person who is here to bring people together. So now you have to start doing that. You have to start posting what we're asking. It was all very angelic. And I did. And I was the same thing. I was terrified. People were going to judge me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't be this public. I was the closet healer. But it sparked. It had a huge spark. And I ended up having more than 30 messages from people within 48 hours of, I've been hearing that song. Thank you so much. And then it brought this great discussion online where people were starting to awaken. They were starting to really, something's going on here. And that is our purpose, is to really listen within and feel that and say, you know what? This is true for me, and I'm going to put it out there. That's the self-integrity.
I think I think it loops back to trust again. I think when you're seeing somebody who is being completely authentic, you are more likely to be able to trust that person and believe what they're telling you because they're being who they are. And I think on many levels that's incredibly important. Sorry, that was what I wanted to say.
Yes, totally. I say this as a practitioner, how my clients are able to relax because they feel safe, they feel seen, they feel understood, they feel comfortable immediately to let go. And I said in my personal life, also how you interact with people. We have this gut feeling, this intuition, and when you meet someone and they are open and honest, you feel it even if you don't think about it. And I think it's something I never thought about before. It just came to me and I was speak, and then at least that's how you're able to go closer because you feel their integrity.
I feel like our current times have gifts to offer us. And one of the gifts, so many gifts, right? One of the gifts is we're being asked to slow down. We're being asked to sit more in silence, perhaps. Go for walks in nature just by yourself, maybe, and begin to sense some subtle differences that are going on within you, some subtle shifts, and how nature might interact with you in a slightly different way, and to be open to that. Yeah, so these current times have many gifts And it's fun to interact with the gifts.
I love what you bring up. I would like to ask if I would like to ask Nina and Sonya if they want to reflect a little bit more about on this, because I think it's important that we discuss what in your understanding the challenge we go through, that is of course a blessing in disguise. What gifts do you think they are bringing up for us?
Oh, I think there's a beautiful wave of people just really, really coming together. Community is being birthed through this, and it's with the technology we have now, we can birth community all over the world, which is so beautiful. And I think again the thing about it's forcing people to become introspective and figure out how they really want to live and who they really are and what they believe in. And I think we're also seeing a wave of truly awakened, truly heart-centered people actually standing up now, and there's more of us out there than we ever thought. I think for a long time we kind of felt like the weird ones, or but I think there truly is a lot more of us out there than we first realized, and we're seeing them all kind of just stand up now. We're all just one by one just standing up, and that's what I believe is really beautiful about this time.
Yeah, I feel that. I agree with Kim. All of this is a gift. This is what I have always been told since this was coming in, and as it's been coming in, this is all created by Source, the oneness. All of this. This is our humanity's time to grow up. We have to grow up now. It's time for us to become conscious. And the gift of this is, and again, this is the third dimensional, dualistic interaction. That's what this realm is. So we learn through the shadow. Wake up, come together. I have hardship. I'm going to now go to people. As I'm having hardship, I'm going to seek help. And if I don't seek help, there's another way to do that. Some are leaving the planet, and there's another way for them. There's always a multitude of ways for people to start to come together within themselves and get help and learn what this is. But people becoming conscious. What I'm learning, and you all are probably learning this as well, is that most people around me know what this is now. They know what this is, but they are afraid to say something because they're afraid of being seen as weird, is what Nina just said. We felt that we were weird, but now we're realizing that we're actually in the majority. And I'm just living my life, honoring myself, living in integrity, open-faced, and open-hearted, and talking with my neighbors and very comfortable with myself. As Kim talked about being out in nature, I'm out in nature. I walk barefoot everywhere. I even drive my car barefoot, even if it's like, it's 33 degrees right now. I'll go out and walk barefoot, and that people are just like, what are you doing? I'm connecting with Earth because I need to. Not only am I a healer, but I'm just a human. And being a human, and being human means you're out in nature. It means you connect with her because we've allowed ourselves to be so disconnected from her. And the gift of this time of everybody being shut in, oh my gosh, now I realize I really want to be outside. And the conversations that I have with so many people of, I'm so tired of being inside. I am so tired of being on these devices. I really just crave being out in nature. How many people have gotten a pet during this time and now connected with animals? I have 2 kittens. And I wanted them, but this gave me the opportunity to do that. So that expanded my connection with the animal kingdom. How many people do I know that were never outside, and now they have the opportunity to be outside, and they do take a daily walk and they are calmer? How many people were not out in the sunshine, and now they're like, I crave going out in the sunshine. I have to go out in it. I have to spend time in it. I'm tired. I just need to rest more. A lot of people are sleeping more. Another gift. More and more, all of this is a gift. All of this is a beautiful opportunity to go within And we're being forced to go within. Go within and find your truth within you. And also all of the garbage on the internet and on social media, it's just being so exposed. People are seeing that. Lots of conversations with people saying, I can't even handle social media anymore. It's fake. And I just want to be outside. Good. Go outside. Be there. Honor that.
Indeed, very powerful times. And as we know, like so many, most of the constitutions are fake and everything is coming to the light. And I couldn't imagine moving, building, creating the new earth without integrity. I don't think it's possible.
It's not possible. No, that's why there's still been looping. We're going to loop as a collective until we stop, breathe, become conscious, and really practice forgiveness of ourselves and forgiveness of others. That's the key for all of this as well, is forgiveness.
And yes,
sorry.
Go.
I just wanted to look back to the we're talking about how the gifts in all of this, and you know, if we can see it as one level as we're seeing it, you know, right in front of us, we're seeing chaos, but that higher perspective, and it's always what comes through our sessions, is that there's complete harmony within all of this. This is the divine plan playing out right in front of us. This is our divine path, and it's as if we have to embrace that chaos and watch it play out and just stand in that light of our truth, of our integrity, of what we know we can create in this world, and just allow it to form around us. Yeah.
Thank you. Another thing I would like to share about the gifts that we were talking about, what this challenging situation we're going through has blessed us with, is to take care more of our body and our mind and our emotional state. I mean, for me, I had never took care of my body as much as I do now. It depends, whatever the reason, you need to take care of your physical body, which is the most dense and important level of our being. We are still human beings. We still have physical bodies, and we take care of hopefully take care of it more, and so that we can hold more light. And also emotionally, yeah, there's so much purging, right? This is what we were discussing before we even start this recording. There's so much purging going on. There's so much light, and yeah, really bringing everything to the surface.
He's about to knock the camera over, so I'm bringing him up. I have crystals around here for him to play with, but he just keeps knocking the stand. He's having his own integrity. He is being true to his cat self. I'm going to play no matter what.
But now that interesting you speak about animals, because I think animals have, they don't even think about, of course, they operate through full integrity.
You know what you get when you have animals. I took a very long break from having animals, and my kids and I mean, we had a pet snake, a corn snake, for a while, and I grew up with all kinds of animals. And when getting animals again in 2021, getting 2 kittens, they always honor themselves no matter what, especially with each other. And if one of them wants to get the bird, they've not gotten a bird, but one of them wants to get a bird and the other one wants to get the bird, they're going to butt heads. They don't care. They're going to be true to themselves. But then as soon as the bird goes away, they completely forget that they butted heads and they're back to each other again. It doesn't matter if they're fighting, fight. And then it turns into licking and oh my gosh, I love you. They just live in the now. They honor themselves. their brains are wired for now. That's it. And I feel that they're great teachers. All animals are, but especially my cats. They're great teachers for us in simplifying. Be true to yourself. See, was that Mowgli in the background? Yeah, see, he was concurring with me. Oh, sorry, Bracken. Mowgli's your cat. Bracken, yeah. He's concurring. That's right.
Yeah.
So how has integrity changed for you after what we have been going through the last few years in comparison to earlier in your life?
I feel like because I am trying to get to the state of being more than doing, because we're not as actively involved with each other. I feel like for me, it's embodying all aspects of myself. Before, it felt like I was being from this human perspective only and not taking into account the other aspects. Now that we're being asked to slow down, and because it is such a momentous cycle in the era that we're going through, it's almost as if, and we are in the quantum realm, it's almost as if all of those timelines are merging into this moment. And what does that mean if I am, it's almost as if, can I receive the wisdoms from all of those past lives merging into this one way of being? And what does that mean? Because we are able to access all of those lifetimes, right? That's the quantum reality. And can we access the wisdoms from those past times? And for me, as I look back, I realize, oh, I wanted to study this, I wanted to study that. And now it doesn't feel like it's going to take months or years to learn to the point of being able to get the essence of that teaching. It feels as if it's something I mastered in a previous lifetime, and that's why I was drawn to it. I am totally sold on that, because I feel like that is what I'm living now.
Yeah, amazing. Which means, again, wholeness, becoming whole, becoming undivided, like bringing all these aspects of us into this body, into this experience.
Yeah. We can allow those aspects of ourselves to work through us within this lifetime as well. When I'm working and doing sessions with people, I always call in those specific aspects of me to work through me, and to allow for the most benevolent outcome for everyone involved.
Yes, I would like to share for me how us answering the question that I just wrote through. What it did to me the last 2-3 years, the challenge we are going through, it really made me more think, becoming more careful about what I entertain internally and externally, what thoughts I entertain, like being really responsible, monitoring my whole being in all the levels, and also the honesty and the honesty and the justice has gone up the roof, really. Like, I mean, I was always honest as a person, but now somehow I feel this honesty and authenticity that we have been talking about, it really like multiplied, I don't know how many times, as if it was a little bit in the background, and suddenly it's, being honest for me, it's the most important thing. And of course we know why, because there's so much lies there's so many lies playing out at this moment. So of course, like, people want to hear the truth. People want honesty, but also in a personal level. Yeah.
Yeah. In my world, I have had the gift, as we're talking about what gifts, being more discerning about the external world. I would call this a gift within myself. I have the gift of seeing the soul purpose of people, the life purpose, the blueprint. I was born that way. I'm naturally optimistic. I have an optimistic astrological chart. I have an optimistic personality. I have an intense personality. And first of all, for me to honor that within myself. But second of all, to be really, really, really discerning, which is something that was very challenging for me before. And I was already questioning. I was already just going, I mean, I just have known the BS. I've known it. It's like, no, that's just that's a psyop, or that's just a moneymaker, or this is a person who's just trying to get something. But now I will stop, just like what Kim's talking about, the slow down. Pause, for me to pause, because I have too much electricity going through this little body. And so I get downloads so quickly, and I have to stop. I have to embody it. I have to breathe. And then I have to feel the energy before I take action, because it's easy for me to take action without really allowing everything to come into me and get the full scope of what are all aspects of this. Is this really going to benefit you? Come out of here and come into here and feel this in your body. Slow down. Okay. Do I really want to interact with this person? Or like, none of us are everybody's healer. I'm not everybody's healer. Not everybody needs to have a quantum healing hypnosis session with me. I have my people. I have people that I'm speaking to. And so sometimes, it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, somebody will hear about me or see my YouTube or whatever, and will message me and will ask me very specific things. And it doesn't align with the work that I'm putting out there of self-love, healing through the heart. And they're all up here in the social media, all the blah, 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 blah that they read on social media all the time, and all the spiritual groups and blah, 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 blah. That doesn't align with the work that I'm doing. You're going to have to feel everything that you don't want to feel in order to heal yourself. You have to feel everything to heal it. And so I'm more discerning about that. If you're working with me, we're going to dive deep, and I'm here with you, and I'm going to take care of you, because that's just what I do, and I love it, and it's going to be okay. And you're going to heal. You've got to be present in the moment. This is something that's reflecting back to me even more. Be present in the moment. Slow down. Breathe. Take in all aspects of what's here. Don't take action until you felt the full energy of all of it. How does it feel in my body? Does my body go, yeah, this feels true to me? Or does my body go, oh my gosh, this seems really, stopping to listen and feel the physical giving me all of that communication? That's the real gift of this time for me, is to be able to use my body as the conduit of communication that it really is designed for. Because our body will tell us everything. It's just a matter of, do we want to hear what it's telling us?
I love what you say, because I wanted to ask you, that we share with our viewers, how can people use discernment? Because we really need to use more and more discernment nowadays with this crazy misinformation everywhere. Mainstream alternative media is just full of, I don't know what to trust anymore. So what you just said, that you run it through your body and see how it feels. For me, how I use the discernment is, how does it make me feel? Does it make me feel expansive, or does it make me feel contractive, the information? Even if it's fearful, because there are some truths that can be, how to say, uncomfortable, right? But still, there is the truth is, like you said, I run it through my body and I see how it feels. And it doesn't lie. The body doesn't lie. Even
Listen, you know, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to touch on one more thing you had talked about. When you had said, I want to be careful what I even expose myself to. That just popped up when you were saying that. I want to be careful of what I even expose myself to. Like, I become so discerning about going on social media because there's so many ads and there's so many psyops and all that. I'm like, I spend now less and less time going on, checking my posts, looking to see what other people, do I really want to fill my mental and emotional bodies with that? I don't. And then that goes back to the simplifying. Instead of going on my phone, go outside, go be in nature, go and be in the elements, sit down in the grass, take your pets outside, or take a walk, or whatever, go sit in a tree. I still climb trees. I still sit in trees. Go do that instead. What did you do when you were a child? Go back to that. I feel like that when we're children, we're naturally in integrity with our purpose on this planet. We know it's all a reprogramming of that adults and the society does to us that pulls us out of alignment, and we allow it as children. And I feel like now we're stripping away all of that to come back into that original blueprint that we came in with as children.
Yes, I have to laugh because of something I remembered when you talked about children and integrity and honesty. I was in the port waiting for some friends to arrive with the boat, and then there were some people coming with the child, like 5-year-old. And next to me was a woman I didn't know, an elderly lady just standing next to me, waiting for these people actually. So when the child arrived, it says to this woman who was her aunt, I guess, she says to her, "Oh, you look like, you look terrible," she says to her. And then the woman was like, "Oh my God." Like, but I had to laugh because the kids, they're just so authentic. They will not hide anything. They're just truthful, and they don't complicate things. They are honest, true to themselves, and yeah.
So just I answer that a question that you asked, Hara, the one about what it's what this time has done for us in our integrity. I think when you're out in amongst the public, or you're out in amongst all the fear, and you can stand there unmasked in whatever level you want to take that. You can just stand there and hold your frequency. And a lot of this being out in nature and called to be out in nature is about raising our vibration. So many sessions that I have had, it's meditate, raise your vibration, be in nature. And when you can do that in nature, and then you can go in these places that are filled with the public and just stand in that vibration and that frequency and be comfortable with who you are, even though people are looking at you and they're giving you or they're, if you could just stand in that vibration, in that frequency, somebody will see that light and recognize that light within themselves as well. And even though you feel like the majority are going to be frowning at you, there will be somebody who is going, yes, thank you. So I think for me, that's been a really important part of this journey for me. And singing in nature is singing to nature. That was something that came through one of my client sessions, was that we should sing to nature. She sings to us all the time. Open that higher heart chakra so we can sing to nature. And I've been doing that, and it's such an incredibly beautiful way to raise your vibration. Just being outside singing, because we're all programmed not to, but when you just do it, it's a really, really beautiful thing. So Yeah.
That's so amazing what you say. I had never thought about this. You know, I'd sing to my cat, but I never thought about singing to nature. And I will definitely do start with my plants.
Yeah. It's just the beauty of the things that the higher self says. Sometimes it's so simple, and yet it's so beautiful and makes so much sense. It's a beautiful part of this work.
Thank you for sharing this. Very beautiful.
Welcome.
Yeah, and I would like to go a little bit back to discernment that Sonya brought up, and it's so extremely important. My goodness. And I would like to make a comment and ask you, what do you think about that? I don't know if it's a bit out of our theme for today, but perhaps we could just address it quickly. What I have noticed is that even in our quote-unquote spiritual community, alternative media, wherever we connect and receive and post information, I am seeing a lot of infiltration, as if there. I mean, again, it's a blessing in disguise. I'm feeling, again, this is for us to learn how to use our discernment in everything, no matter who says it, and to really train our intuition and our truth barometer. But I'm seeing this, I have the feeling that there is a lot of disinformation even in our communities, where it's about quote unquote truth seekers and all of that. What do you think?
I think there's been a blend of the truth community with spiritual community over the past couple of years. And I think it's a funny blend. It's a beautiful blend, but it's a funny blend because you get into it's love and light and conspiracy, and it's like, oh clashes. But there's also the kind of, there is the blending of the two, and you don't have to trust every piece of information that comes your way. You can take bits that ring true, and you can navigate it through your own compass. Everybody's looking for information that's coming from outside of them, but actually the real truth is already within us. And it's when you get that spark of, yes, that energy in your body, like Sonya was talking about, that's how you can navigate this. You can listen to people without absorbing everything. You can take the bits that are useful for you, but ultimately just allow it to be your own truth. So I think that's what I would say.
And this is really I think you couldn't express it in a better way. I warm-heartedly, I completely agree. Yes, we really need to come back to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think as far as discernment, for me, it's more about what it's doing to my personal vibration. Is it lowering or raising my vibration? When I sense there may be a truth, if you follow down the conspiracy rabbit hole. However, it's not something that I need to assimilate at this time to the level that perhaps that message wants to take me. So unless it's something that is in front of me to address, I can say, perhaps this is true, but I don't need to go all the way down to that rabbit hole. I can just be somewhat aware and say, that's a possibility. It doesn't have to be something that I have to process at this time. Because I know that if it feels like it's lowering my vibration, I don't necessarily have to go there. It's not worth me losing my centered state of being. Yeah, I guess that's where my discernment lies. It's not necessarily tied completely to truth or falsehood about the information per se.
You know, touching on that with what Kim said, what I have learned about myself in these last few years is, yes, being discerning, going within, and the more I go within and have my moments throughout the day where I literally am quiet, we call it meditation, and I really feel everything, I understand that all things are happening in multiple realms. It's a multi-universe. It's a multiverse. Everything is happening. If we can conceive it, it's happening. It's happening in another dimension. It's happening in another realm. Do I really need to connect with that part in order for me to have a more whole, complete, conscious awareness in this realm? If my body says, this doesn't feel comfortable, this isn't resonating with me, just like what you all are saying about, is it lowering my vibration or is it raising my vibration? For me, I'm already vibrating really high. Is it helping me to just be present and feel love for myself in this moment? And getting caught up in all of the, oh my gosh, the just exponential craziness of the World Wide Web today. And it's just this gossip thread that has just gone on and on. And are there some truths in it? Of course there are. I don't need to be spending my precious time and energy discerning, all right, I'm reading that or that or that. Where's the truth in that? I can really just do that within myself. That's what I feel like we're being asked to do by the oneness that is, what we call universe, source, light, whatever. We're being asked to step out of looking without. We're being asked to come in, go in nature, be in your space, whatever, get quiet and feel this in your body and be really true to yourself in the now and step out of feeding into all of that by continuing to look at it, by continuing to go down rabbit holes. Why are they rabbit holes? They're literally just other pockets and other moments in their truth for somebody. And if other people want to dive into them, great. That's wonderful for them. If it's not benefiting me, I'm going to step out. I feel like everybody needs to do that more. That needs to be brought up more.
Yeah, and this is where responsibility comes in, because we know that we create our own reality, and whatever where we focus our energy, we are feeding this timeline, we are feeding this reality. So really coming back to being responsible, what we entertain in our mind and in what we are consuming. And there's one more thing I wanted to also talk about, because integrity also means solidarity and means unity, right? And this is, I think, where we are going as a species, towards uniting with each other and working with each other, collaborations, cooperations, working in symbiosis with nature, working in groups like we are here today. We are sharing our energy, our thoughts, our feelings, standing together, uniting, so we can also be stronger together. I know it sounds a bit like a bit political, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think we're starting. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think we're starting to see that. I think we're starting to see pockets of it. Certainly feeling, that balancing of the masculine and feminine. We're seeing a wave of the mothers rise up and saying no, that the divine feminine energy coming in, and we're seeing that masculine energy coming in as well and standing up and saying no, and that's really bringing that unity, I think, in many, many places. And a lot of the places that are really getting hit hard by a lot of this at the moment are the places where we're really seeing that. It's where people are really, really coming together. Yeah. Kim.
So the solidarity aspect for me feels like we really need to connect with the inner aspect first. And from there, reach out, right? So I feel like there hasn't been enough of that. We have been splitting ourselves off and having different aspects of ourselves almost fighting each other. Like, you know, there's an internal battle going on. The universe is inside you. Guess what? There's a lot of conflict in there. So let's look into that more in a way that we can somehow truly find that inner peace. And from there, it's almost as if you go into your heart and from there it comes out. And that's where the new earth is. And we're all coming together from that inward journey. I feel like you're part of my inside out way of being. So thank you for being here.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, the heart, my goodness. I mean, we could just talk 1 more hour only about the heart, because I know that you are, all of you here now are heart-based heart workers, love workers, love warriors, and heart-based healers. And there is, this is where unity is, in the heart.
It is.
The mind is polarized too. It's division. The heart is where we will find the unity, where we will find the truth, where we will find our inner power, wisdom, connection to source, connection to the heart of Gaia, connection to each other. We connect heart to heart.
And I love that the BQH induction script, the official version, starts with the heart-mind coherence. Right? That is like the first step, the opening of the portal.
Yes, I believe that for me, I mean, I guess there are many different ways to see it or to express it. I don't know, but for me, how I see it, for my exploration in this quantum field, I'm feeling as if the heart is actually the gate to our inner core, to our true self, and to the universe, and to the creator.
It's like little boxes of oneness we carry inside of our chest. We get one each.
Sonya, I know you want to say something about it.
Oh, I'm focused on feeling everything. And my focus, I feel like my heart is really just encompassed my entire body now. Don't feel anymore like my heart is just here. I feel like it's everything, and my heart encompasses my auric field, my heart. I mean, I can literally feel my heartbeat in my big toes when I've been running, or because I move so much. And I'm like, wow, is that my pulse I'm feeling in my big toe? Wow, I'm like actually feeling my heart in my big toes. Let's feel the body, because as we've talked about, we're here to be physical. We're here to be in this body. So it's like the whole body is the heart, the whole being, your entire soul is the heart, the whole feeling aspect of, we're here to feel, because vibration's about feeling. And when we come from that, I'm feeling this person, I can feel, and then of course, then you start feeling energy from other people. And that's really, now we're really going into unity. When we're like, oh my gosh, there's somebody coming in. Like I can feel when I'm about to meet somebody significant. I just met somebody significant in December who attended my webinar, and I felt him coming in, and he and I have a deep soul connection. I felt him coming in, and I felt him coming in for months. And when we're living from that space of, oh, there's somebody interesting coming in, you are resonating in a self-love when you're like, somebody's coming in. Oh, there's a situation I'm aligning with. I'm suddenly getting excited. That's the unity that I feel like we are coming into is being able to feel each other energetically. And then the excitement of when you do finally meet, whether it's on screen or whether it's face to face, that is the unity. So you have your own perception, and then there's this experience of coming together. That's exciting. That's fun. Unity is fun. This is all designed to be fun. And we make it so hard. Humans make it so hard, but it's really simple. It's really fun.
I think we're working on it now. I think more and more people are waking up. I mean, they are forced at the moment, you know, that you have to wake up. It's coming from every direction, from the physical level with all this turbulence. It's coming from the central sun, the light that we are being hit with. So I think people are kind of squeezed within all the levels, just pushed into awakening and to who they are. Guys, I had a session a few days ago with a 17-year-old who was self-realized. I was crying because I was seeing the hope for the future. 17-year-old, like, God self-realized. And the starseed, and, you know, asking the deepest question that even like 60-year-old people are afraid to ask in these quantum healing sessions. Asking the deepest questions a human can ask. This
Powerful.
is going. This is beautiful. This is so exciting.
Yeah, a lot of the youngsters are awake. The young team.
They are. They see this. I had a client. I had a very young client. He was in his early 20s in January for a quantum healing hypnosis session. The same thing, Hara. And he's had the biggest adversities in life. He's was abused as a child, et cetera, and he's so clear, so present. He understood his entire life. He's like, no, I chose it. My guides told me I chose this. He remembers the planet he's from. He remembers why he came here, and he's just so centered. And he's just like, no, it's okay. He was looking for a clarity and a depth in his session. I'm like, why are you here? You're so beautiful. You know so much. He's like, no, I just need this more clarity. I have a block on this. But he's like, I understand my parents. I understand why they abused me. I've already forgiven them. And I'm like, you're like 25 years old. Seriously? Like, you are so beautiful. And he said, I get this realm. I understand why we're here. That's being presented more and more and more, where we're seeing a lot of youth really getting this and really saying, no, we're here for change. It's changing and we're embracing it and we love it.
Yeah, I'm just absorbing all the beautiful things we have shared and together. Yeah, so I think ultimately, regardless how smart one thinks they are, or spiritual, or cool, or I don't know what, I think how we treat others is the most important thing. And integrity is, I think, perhaps the key to our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with the universe, our relationship with Mother Earth, our relationship to each other, our relationship also to all the beings who are upon this planet. Plants, animals, elementals.
What I want to add to that, Hara, is that the messages that I have been receiving in my own meditation, the Divine Mother and the Sisters of the Rose that I don't usually connect with have been coming in, and with that alignment of integrity, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. That's been the big message. I posted that actually on social media with the light language. Be kind, like let things go. Really understand that everybody has their own experience, but treat yourself with kindness and treat others with kindness. I feel like that's going to align with us with the integrity that we're really looking for.
Kim, is there anything you would like to add as we are about to close?
I feel like for me, the foundation of learning to live in current moment is practicing of non-attachment and non-judgment. And the reason why I say those two are the foundation is because learning to be in the present moment for me is the most important thing about what it is to embody this life in current times. Being aware of where my thoughts are going, because those are judgments or attachments. They seem to fall into those two big categories, basically. Whether they're projections, those are judgments, all of, or something else where my energy is going to the future, those are attachments. Pulling those back in to be fully present and free as a being. Free as a being in this now moment. That aligns with the integral aspect of the self that I'm practicing to embody.
Aren't we all?
Yep.
In the most exciting times, in the most difficult school, and I think we are doing a very good job. I think we are in a very good way, and I get goosebumps as I'm saying this. And yeah, we are doing it.
We are. We
Yeah.
are.
Nina?
I think the final thing I want to add is just slightly touching on again, you know, as our consciousness expands and we expand, anything that is not seated firmly within truth, within our ethics, within what is essentially going to build the future and the world that we all feel inside, is going to become more obvious. It's, you know, anything that is not here for the earth and for all the beings that live here, we're going to know. And it's going to, because our bodies, our energies are going to become so sensitive that it's not going to get past us. So that's what I want to add.
Yeah, I think you cannot fake ascension, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one thing I just want to say now, before we close, as we speak about this now, there's so many people who want telepathy and all these psychic abilities, but how can you get into that level if you don't have integrity? It's not possible. It's not possible to embody and activate all these abilities if you are not truth, and because the other person will tap into your thoughts. It doesn't work.
I think you have to start with the truth and with the integrity, and the rest will come. I think that's probably the best way around.
Yeah, once you tap into other awarenesses, you are going to hear and see and feel and know, and all of the other senses. It's all very clear. It's very, very clear. And you have to be aligned with self-love, self-respect. You have to be aligned with the intention of helping others as well. We're all here to serve humanity in a way that is going to help humanity to heal. That's what quantum healing is all about. And quantum healing takes a level of integrity to practice this. So in order for us to be able to even do this work, we have to have that integral intention of, I am here to serve humanity in a way that is going to help them to love themselves more.
And you are all definitely doing this. I want to thank you for being with me in this episode of Quantum Realms. And I want to thank everybody for watching. This is an event which is by Quantum Healers, and we have a wonderful community online. You can go to quantumhealers.com, and there are many, many, many wonderful heart-based and compassionate healers there. You can you can find people in your own area and have an online or in-person session. If you're a healer, you can also join the community. We are welcoming all kinds of healers. And thank you very, very much for watching. And bye-bye.